So I became an esthetician. I was 19. I had terrible skin, and it was a little bit of a selfish decision. I didn't really want to go to college, and I just thought, I'll just do this for fun. And now, 23 years later, I'm still here doing skincare because I fell in love with it. I still do it because I love helping people with self-confidence and self-worth and self-esteem. And I just really got into the science behind the skincare waxing, spray tanning, all the advanced treatments. I've worked on a few, and sometimes you have to sign like a non-disclosure, so I can't always talk about which ones, but there's been some rockers that are famous and some really well-known red carpet celebrities that have been in movies and motion pictures, news people, lots of sports, famous athletes. I've had my share of celebrities. It's been really fun. My most memorable celebrity encounter as an esthetician, I was working at a cruise ship spa, and I'm also kind of a singer part-time. So I was performing with one of the ship's entertainers at a show, and the entertainer and I walked by, and Lenny Kravitz was walking next to us. And a couple actually stopped me and my friend asking us for photos and autographs. And Lenny Kravitz just walks right by us because it was like an older couple. They didn't know who he was. And that's the only 10 seconds in my life where I'll be more famous than Lenny Kravitz. So what I like most about my first esthetician job is I worked for a really well-known spa company called Canyon Ranch. And we got amazing training and education from some really big, well-known product companies. And I worked with maybe 8 estheticians. So it was really nice to have a big group of estheticians and learn from each other. And of course, we got lots of free services and free products. So the things I find most rewarding about my current business and my current position in the skincare industry, I have a couple different businesses. So I have like a brick and mortar spa business, and I have 6 estheticians. And so on a day-to-day basis, just seeing clients, we get to help people improve their self-confidence and self-esteem through skincare services. But on the flip side, I get to mentor and train younger aspiring estheticians. I also have an education company. So again, just teaching the new estheticians and seeing their like aha moments when they like grasp a new service. And then I distribute products. So I get to go to trade shows and things and help people become more aware of skincare ingredients and the new products out there. So it's just really cool how many opportunities there are in the skincare world. You're not always just going to be stuck in a treatment room. And even if you are just in a treatment room, it's just so rewarding every day, kind of delighting each client. So I started off as a singer before I became an esthetician. And I never thought I'd be singing again. And a few years ago, Jennifer from the Skin Games gave me a phone call asking me if I would sing at the annual Skin Games awards show. So I've been doing that 5 years in a row, and it's been so much fun. And, now getting to sing a little more often for other companies has been just amazing. So the last award show we did Dear Future Estheticians, and we rewrote the lyrics and just had a lot of fun performing for hundreds of estheticians in the audience. So it's amazing to bring skincare and music together again in my life, both of my passions, and, have fun doing both. So one amazing thing about being an esthetician and a singer is I recently am doing a project for Black Coral Wax, and we are recording a song for their company, and we're doing a music video to go along with it. And I'm here in Hawaii filming, and it's going to be just amazing. I hope all the estheticians out there get to go watch the Black Coral Wax video that we're doing. So one of my craziest wax stories, we specialize in Brazilian waxing, and I had a new client, and lots of clients have vaginal piercings, but this particular lady I noticed had 2 piercings, and they were like the size of a quarter. And I'm trying to figure out a way to ask her about it without being rude. And then I noticed there's a 3rd piercing, and I said, "Oh, ma'am, how did you get a 2nd piercing? That's not super common." And she said, "Well, I went to get the 2nd piercing at a tattoo shop, and the guy said it was 2 for Tuesday. So I figured, what the hell, just give me 2 more." So she had 3 quarter-sized vagina piercings down there. And it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I've never seen a second one since. So I have a spa business outside Cleveland, Ohio called Go Bear Skin Clinic. And we do facials, waxing, and spray tans. So the product lines I carry, I use Environ. I'm a longtime Environ skincare user. They're medical grade. And then I also distribute a line called Eon MD Skincare, and our #1 seller, it's called Glow Tint SPF. It's a physical SPF, and it also protects from blue light, has hyaluronic acid. We also sell Norvell spray tanning products. I'm an educator for Norvell. and we use black coral wax for our waxing. So how did I become a business owner? I actually was managing resort spas, and I got pregnant, and I knew I couldn't work the resort spa schedule. So I had maybe $3,000 in my bank account, and I took half of it to fly to California to learn Brazilian waxing. So I thought, if I'm going to start a business, I need something unique that not a lot of places are doing it. And this was maybe 2009. So, Brazilian waxing was just becoming more well-known. So I flew to California, learned how to wax, moved back to, went back to Florida. I rented a little tiny room in a salon. It was like the size of a closet. And I had like $1,500 left in my bank account. And I was like 5 months pregnant at the time, just kind of like giving it all I had. And I had 2 little tiny wax pots, and I'd have to go sometimes to Cosmoprof, like the beauty store, like sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, because all I'd have was like $20 at a time to buy wax, or then I'd have to go buy a box of sticks. And I just got better at waxing, and I got to the point where I think 90% of our services were Brazilian waxing, and I ended up having, fast forward a few years, I had 3 locations, I had employees. But it's really crazy to go back to like when I started out, just going sometimes that first $20, and then I'd have 2 clients a day, and it just felt so good. And sometimes we forget where we came from. Now I have a location in Ohio as well. And now I order $1,000 of wax at a time. But it's really important sometimes to remember where you came from and how you started. So I started as an esthetician in about 2002. And back then, one of my first jobs was at a really well-known high-end resort spa. And we were waxing, it was a high-end company. We were allowed to use 1 waxing stick per person unless it broke. But now double dipping is so well known that you don't do it. But at this really high-end resort spa, we were taught to wax from this big wax company to use 1 waxing stick per client. And like we were double dipping all day. And I'm so glad that it's an industry standard now to be more hygienic. So when I started my own business, the first thing I did was, use as many sticks as I wanted to be hygienic and never double dip. At my business in Ohio, we specialize in Brazilian waxing with hard wax. We also specialize in customized spray tanning and customized facials. So advice I give to a new esthetician would be take as many advanced classes, like get your esthetician license, and then take as many advanced classes as you can after school to become a better hireable employee. And then if you want to be a solo esthetician, I really think you should take business classes or work as an employee for a while first. But if you're going to be a solo esthetician right away, just be prepared to be broke for a little while and really market yourself really hard on social media, go out in person, talk to people, and maybe have a second job as a backup. So as a business owner, one of my biggest challenges is actually having employees. And you have great employees, you have not great employees, you have to be fair to everybody. So I still take clients as well. So it's a hard balance to go into the treatment room with customers and then come out and manage employees. And of course, another challenge is keeping enough customers coming in so my employees have paychecks. You can find me on social media, Instagram at Go Bear Skin Clinic or Go Bear Aesthetics. So Go Bear Skin Clinic would be my brick and mortar spa business, and Go Bear Aesthetics would be my distribution and advanced academy. So I became an esthetician when I was 19 years old, and I just wanted to work for a fun spa, and I did. And then I went from resort spas, I've worked on cruise ship spas, I've worked in doctor's offices, I've worked in med spas, I've worked in salons and spas, day spas. And I never really planned to be a business owner, but it just kind of like fell in my lap. And a lot of girls coming out of school want to be a solo esthetician because the room rentals are affordable. But without all the different jobs I had and managing spas, I could have never been a business owner. So I think it's really important to know like how much hard work you have to put in. It takes time, it takes education, it takes classes, it takes real life client experiences. It takes making a lot of mistakes and learning from them. So it's just really hard to be a business owner. And I think everyone kind of wants to do it right now, but it's really hard work and it can definitely be worthwhile, but just be prepared that it's hard work. So at my business, Go Bear Skin Clinic, we have both male and female clients, and a lot of men feel like they're not welcome in the spa industry. But if I see a guy come with a girlfriend or a friend, I always let them know, hey, we do men too. I'd say about 25 to 30% of our client base are males. And males are great clients to have because they feel like they're more loyal and they really value your service. To keep male clients coming in, you have to be really professional and let them know that you specialize in male services. But just be professional, have professional conversation, don't cross any boundaries, and offer them to reschedule. So if a male client wants to cross boundaries, and I think a lot of women in the beauty profession don't take male clients because they're scared of this. And unfortunately, some men do cross boundaries. One thing I learned is if I take their full name, credit card, email, phone number, I have them sign a consent form, it usually gets rid of any kind of creepers. But every once in a while, someone sneaks through. And of course, we just, stop the service, make them pay, and kick them out. You can always call the police if you have to. But for the most part, if you stay really professional and have professional conversation, it's not an issue.